The one thing that I hate most about this case is that a lot of the records that people love were born of silent and secret pain that was covered up by corruption and money, and that needs to end.
I used to get money for girls after they would run through and run trains on them. And they would give me a certain amount of money, and I had to make deals with them to not go to the police and to sign non-disclosure agreements.
Jaguar Wright may be preparing to share information that Diddy's legal team would likely prefer to keep private. This could involve claims related to Bryce Shear and possible recordings. If verified, these revelations could have a significant impact on the music industry in the months ahead.
Pulled up in front of Danny's house to film. I remember when that started. Walking down Hudson, passing by the corner late right there at the Harlem Tunnel, where I used to drive up from Philly every week, Black Lily Roots School, Rich Nichols, and heading out there, getting into that club, and me building my name, showing up the first couple of weeks, and only 15, 20 people show up. And a month later, there's a line down the street. 3 months later, there was a line around the corner. And it's funny because sometimes I would pull up, we would jump out, and I would have my hoodie on, always hiding in plain sight. And I woke up like, yo, what's this line for? What y'all, man, we trying to get into the Lily, man. We trying to get into the Lily. Yeah, we going to Black Lily. Oh, for real, who playing? Man, we here to see the Jaguar. Just memories like that. Being out Flatbush, out 125th and St. Nick. Like I remember being running those streets, and now here I am, a woman coming back to correct everything that was wrong when it was my turn.
Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar, can I just ask, is this day overdue?
Of course it is. And we're just getting started. I do believe there's going to be a lot of curveballs. I do believe there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And what I will say is, be vigilant. We're getting started.
Is this a reckoning for the music industry?
Oh, it needs to be. And if it wasn't, I hope my presence starts that.
Thank you so much, Mom.
Yes.
Okay, check it for German television. So, what are we going to expect today? What's going to be? Which witnesses do you think going to be today?
I hope Cassie gets to go first. She's pregnant, and there's got to be a lot of stress around this for her. So I hope they get her out of here first.
Asterisk reports now suggest that Jaguar Wright may play a pivotal role in the ongoing investigation involving Diddy. Known for her outspoken commentary on the music industry, Wright is said to have shared new evidence with prosecutors, potentially including secret recordings. If verified and deemed admissible in court, these recordings could significantly impact the case. While the exact contents of the tapes remain unclear, there is speculation that they contain sensitive information. Wright's history of challenging powerful industry figures lends weight to her involvement, but this time, her claims may be put to the test under legal scrutiny. Legal experts say that if the recordings are confirmed as authentic, they can delay the trial by up to 8 months, as the court works to properly review and process the new material. Wright has reportedly made serious allegations about systemic abuse within the industry. This may be her most significant effort yet to bring those issues to light. A particularly important element of this story involves Bryce Shear and his reported experience in a mentorship program tied to Diddy. His involvement could provide context that supports or challenges Wright's statements. As the case unfolds, both Diddy's reputation and Wright's credibility hang in the balance. This could mark a turning point in how the music industry confronts accountability or simply become another controversial chapter.
First time I seen a girl take $200 after 15 dudes had ran through her after they drugged her, and she had no idea. She didn't even know that she screamed most of the time. That's how insanely drunk and intoxicated and drugged she was. She didn't even realize she had been. All she kept saying is, do you know where I can get a hot cup of tea? My throat is so hoarse. And she took the $200 and signed a non-disclosure agreement for that kind of abuse. I used to get money for girls after they would run through and run trains on them. And they would give me a certain amount of money, and I had to make deals with them to not go to the police and to sign non-disclosure agreements.
Oh my God.
I got a stack of NDAs at the top of every week and $5,000 in cash. And this is back in the 90s. $5,000 was a little bit of money, but it wasn't a lot of money. I got a stack of NDAs and $5,000. And they told me whatever I didn't pay out, I could keep. The first time I seen a girl take $200 after 15 dudes had ran through her after they drugged her, and she had no idea. She didn't even know that she screamed most of the time. That's how insanely drunk and intoxicated and drugged she was. She didn't even realize she had been. All she kept saying is, "Do you know where I can get a hot cup of tea? My throat is so hoarse." And she took the $200 and signed a non-disclosure agreement for that kind of abuse. Now, when I quit, it was when the white girl came to me to negotiate. And I said, how about we start with $500? She said, how about I know they give you at least $5,000 for this? Tell them they're going to have to come to the table with more money if they want me to sign off on this paper. The white girl, turned out she was pre-law. She was in college studying pre-law. She knew all about it. And she walked away with $25,000 that night. And guess what? Of all of the women that I paid off while I worked for this particular crew, she got the most money. And it was the black girls that accepted the least amount of money. I actually ran out of cash one time, and I couldn't find anybody with petty cash to go get more money to pay off more girls. And those girls accepted backstage passes at the next concert instead.
Oh my God.
After being viciously raped, after 15 dudes had ran through her after they drugged her, and she had no idea. She didn't even know that she screamed most of the time. That's how insanely drunk and intoxicated and drugged she was. She didn't even realize she had been. All she kept saying is, "Do you know where I can get a hot cup of tea? My throat is so hoarse."
Asterisk Bryce Shear, once mentored by both Diddy and Will Smith, was introduced into a high-profile mentorship program with the promise of launching a successful career. At first, it appeared to be a rare opportunity, learning from two of the most influential figures in entertainment. However, Jaguar Wright has raised serious concerns about what allegedly occurred behind the scenes. According to her, the mentorship program was not focused on growth and development, but instead served as a front for exploitation. She describes Shear's experience as deeply damaging. Wright claims that Shear suffered emotional and mental harm at the hands of individuals within the industry. Though no public evidence has been presented so far, these accusations are now being linked to a broader legal investigation involving Diddy. Allegations like these are not new in the entertainment world. There's a history of programs marketed as career-building opportunities that, behind closed doors, have been accused of masking harmful practices. Often, young talents remain silent, fearful that speaking out could cost them their futures. According to Wright, Shear's reported experience left lasting effects, including ongoing emotional distress. She believes that sharing his story is vital to shedding light on what she describes as a wider pattern of abuse within the industry. One of the more complex aspects of the story involves those closest to Shear. Wright has also made claims against Shear's mother, Andrea Mayberry, suggesting she may have been aware of what was taking place. These allegations introduce difficult questions about the role of family members navigating the pressures of the entertainment business. If these claims are validated in court, the consequences could be far-reaching, not only for the individuals involved, but for the broader systems and structures that enabled such behavior to go unchecked. Asterisk.
And then, so begins the dominoes.
And what will this case mean for the music industry? Will this be like the downfall for it?
Well, I hope it's the end of an era that has brought nothing but pain. At the end of the day, music should be cruelty-free. That's my company. That's what I stand for. Cruelty-free artistry.
And what kind of witnesses, what kind of celebrities do you think we're going to see here as witnesses?
Expect everyone that you didn't think would be there. That's what I will say. A lot of people keep betting on a lot of things. This is a federal case. They are taking this very seriously. Just
who should be nervous? I mean, like
everyone. Everyone should be nervous. Yeah. Everyone.
Like Usher Kutcher. Give me some names. Who do you think?
For legal reasons, I can't say. I keep ending up in lawsuits for things that I didn't do, so I'll have to plead on that one. I'm just gonna say, if I'm here, I ain't here for nothing.
So do you think the whole music industry is gonna be like, how big is this case?
Look at who's looking for houses out of the country. Start there.
Okay, start. All right, that was good. Thank you so much.
And just for our record, spell your first and last name for me.
JAGUARWRIGHT.
Thank you so much. Can you get it?
Jack. NBC.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's first?
NBC. How we doing? What's happening today?
Everything. That's what's happening.
Asterisk, how far should a parent go to help their child succeed? That question is now being asked of Andrea Mayberry, the mother of Bryce Shear, as Jaguar Wright draws renewed attention to her role in the unfolding case. Wright has alleged that Mayberry may have been aware of, and possibly enabled, the mistreatment her son reportedly endured while participating in a high-profile mentorship program. While there is no confirmed evidence at this stage, Wright's statements raise difficult questions about the pressures families face when navigating the entertainment industry. Similar stories have emerged before, accounts of parents overlooking warning signs in exchange for career advancement or financial opportunity. In public, Mayberry appeared deeply committed to supporting her son's success. But according to Wright, that support may have come at the cost of Bryce's well-being. One of the more troubling aspects of the allegation is the suggestion that Mayberry may have remained silent during pivotal moments, times that Wright claims were key to Bryce's emotional decline. Wright alleges that Bryce confided in his mother about his experiences, but did not receive the support or protection he needed. This situation underscores a recurring concern in the entertainment world: how the pursuit of fame and opportunity can blur the line between support and neglect. Past cases involving high-profile figures like R. Kelly have shown how, in some instances, families may unintentionally or even knowingly allow harmful behavior to continue, hoping it will lead to long-term success. Public reaction to Wright's statements has been divided. Some believe Mayberry should be held accountable if her involvement is confirmed, arguing that parents must be responsible for protecting their children, no matter the stakes. Others caution against rushing to judgment, noting that Wright has made bold claims in the past and that further evidence is required. Regardless of how the case progresses, the conversation has cast a spotlight on the emotional and ethical dilemmas families face in high-stakes industries. As a potential $50 million lawsuit involving both Diddy and Will Smith gains traction, these allegations, whether proven in court or not, have already sparked a deeper discussion about ambition, responsibility, and the real cost of success in entertainment. Asterisk.
And when he saw me, and it was wild because I was wearing the first cruelty-free t-shirt that is up here. And he said, I knew it was you from the blue couch. And he was just talking to me about his own personal journey. And he said to me that it was me that motivated him in his taking a stand for the truth, to reunite with his children. His children had been taken. He said, if it wasn't for you, he said, I saw you. Every time I watched you on the blue couch, I knew I had to keep going, just like you. And we took a picture as he dropped me off. It was his child's birthday, and she's a Taurus. He said, I tell my kids about you all the time. They always see me. He said, I can't believe God put you in my heart. It's humbling. That's how I feel, humbled. Because the truth is, there are millions of people who have watched our interviews who have found strength, encouragement, and a value in truth. We did that here. So, yeah, I guess the best way to describe me right now is that God would trust me with this. And I'm surprised that I did the right thing despite odds. So here we are.
Here we are. Jack, you currently, and again, if people are watching this trial closely, you are actually